Hello everybody and welcome back. Today we are going to be talking about the brand new letter from the producer, which had just mentioned everything that's going to be coming to us so far for patch 4.4, which comes out in just over 2 weeks on September 18th. And the first big thing that we learned is that who we're going to be facing for the final boss for Omega Alphascape. And as you can see, this is chaos. It's freaking chaos from Final Fantasy I. And I suppose looking back, we really should have seen it coming because we had the Deltascape, which means 5, and we had the Sigmascape, which means 6. So naturally, we had bosses from Final Fantasy V for the Deltascape, and then monsters from Final Fantasy VI for the Sigmascape. So I guessed this some time ago that we would be facing monsters from Final Fantasy I, but it's still really nice to see that we will be facing chaos. And Yoshi P did show a little bit of video here about his cute little character facing off against chaos. And we even got a little bit of the fight involved. So not much more that we can say about it except that it's going to be terrifying facing him. Just looking at him is terrible to look at. We will be moving on to Preludes in Violet. This is going to be for patch 4.4, and it is going to be coming out September 18th, so mark that on your calendars. They even put up the website already on the Logstone. You can go and check it out. And it's going to be mentioning everything that we can be expecting for patch 4.4. Then moving on, everything that we know about it so far is pretty general for the most part. We will be, of course, getting new main scenario quest lines, and we're going to be getting some new side quests, including the Four Lords and even further Hildebrand adventures. But Hildebrand will not be coming out until patch 4.45, so about a month and a half after this patch comes out. So I would say either late October or early November. We will also be going on to the Domain reconstruction for the next part of the story, and it looks like that we will be building a school for the children, so that's something to look forward to. We'll be having 2 new instance dungeons. We will have the Burn, which is going to be part of the main scenario questline. And for the added dungeon, it's going to be the St. Machien's Arboretum hard mode. And the new trial, which is going to be called Hell's Kier. And we'll have both the normal and the extreme version. And it looks like it's going to be part of the Four Lords storyline. And from the picture that we see here, we will be facing off against Suzaku, the Vermilion Bird, next. And of course, we do have the new raids, which is going to be the Omega, Alphascape, and Savage mode. They did talk about some other updates, such as the battle system updates, some job adjustments, the role action slots increase. For PvP, we have the focus attack added to Quick Chat, and the PvP specific HUD layouts that can be adjusted on the Wolf's Den Pier. Again, I don't play PvP too much, so this isn't such a big deal to me, but for those of you out there who do play a lot of PvP, I'm sure that you're all pretty happy about this. We will also be having the Lost Canals of Uzenair, which are going to be updated, including a new dungeon added towards it, and I'll get to that in a minute. And this is going to be fun. We have the next installment for the Forbidden Land Eureka, the 3rd installment, which is going to be known as Logos. It's going to be a new region, and we're going to be having the Logos system and the continued adventures for the Eurekan weapons. The challenge continues. However, much like with Hildebrand, it's not going to be coming out until 4.45, which is a good thing for me because I haven't even finished Pagos just yet. And God, do I hate Pagos. I don't know why, but it's just a nightmare for me. And some minor stuff that they also mentioned, such as the gathering and crafting updates. We're going to be getting some new recipes and a new fishing hole, which is going to be the Domain Enclave. And they also added some custom delivery rewards adjusted for Zoe Alipo. And here's something that I found to be very interesting in the Grand Company updates. We will now be able to unlock the captain rank. So your squadron will be getting some more updates, including some new command missions added, and new squadron missions added if you want to achieve the rank of captain. There's also going to be some housing updates, including probably more furniture that you'll be able to add to your house, which is kind of a problem with me because my house is now so full of stuff that I don't think I can add too much more into it. but they also have the mannequin indoor furnishing. And as you can see with the picture here, you will be having some mannequins that you can dress up and put on display, and you can customize them however you want, and you can even equip gear to your mannequins to be put up for sale as a bundle. And for the gold saucer, there is a special update with the new gate added, which is known as the Leap of Faith, and I can show you a video on that soon enough. We will also be having the Ceremony of Eternal Bonding anniversary, so you can celebrate your anniversaries with new options and maybe even some rewards for being married to so long. There will also be some settings updated for the group posing, so we can have minion actions, walking and running motions added. Time and weather settings have also been added, and a new screen effects will also be added as well. For any other updates, we will be having a new Alagon tombstone. And for those characters who are still pretty new to Final Fantasy and haven't unlocked the Crystal Tower yet, well, the requirements needed to unlock the Crystal Tower is going to be revised. They're going to be a little bit easier for you to unlock. The duty recorder, which is able to record duties, increased so that there are some features that are revisited. And the unending journey features have expanded. So basically, and so that you can see like extra dialogue into these certain cutscenes. The configuration data now saved to server, except in the display settings. There's an alarm added, and improvements have been made to both the minion and the mount guides. So basically you can have favorites listed and even a search added so that you don't have to spend like 5 minutes looking over your long list of mounts or minions trying to find that one special one. I really don't see too much need for that, to be honest, but that's just my opinion. So if you're excited about it, good for you. And here, we got a little bit of the Hell's Kier, which is going to be an Othard. And our brand new trial, which is Suzaku the Phoenix, also known as the Vermilion Bird. And from the voice that we got, it seems that Suzaku here is female, which actually took me a little bit by surprise. But it's a pleasant surprise. I'm really glad to see that. And we see her transform into, well, she still looks the same, but she's now wearing a special kind of armor. I was kind of expecting to have like a half human, half beastly form like we did with Byakuo, but I'll take what I can get. And I was a little bit worried that this fight is going to be a little bit too similar to the Phoenix that we fight in the Binding Coils. But from what I can see, well, it does look like there are some similarities, there are some differences as well, but we'll just have to wait and see what Yoshi P has planned for us. They also showed a little bit of what they were planning on doing to the Lost Canals, which is going to be fun because it's going to now be like a roulette table. So, of course, the only way that you can get into this place is just like every other time, is that you have to open up specific treasure chests and see if it opens up like a little void that you can go into. Now, in this place, we're standing upon what looks like a large roulette table, and it's surrounded by all of these different platforms. And you're supposed to spin them around, and depending on where the light lands on is going to depend on what you get. Now, apparently, whenever it does land on something, you will have to fight some kind of a monster. And you only get the prize if you end up defeating this monster. And as you see here, Yoshi P did play it a few times, so we had to fight like a Chimera, and the Stone Idol, form of Fenrir, and at the end, when they defeated it, they always ended up receiving a treasure chest. Now, here's something else that I noticed. As you can see, the platforms, they do seem to change after every fight that you go through. More specifically, with these little symbols of Animos. Now, this is where the tricky part comes in. You're allowed to spend as many times as you want. And you just have to fight the monster that comes out of the platform that the light lands on. However, if it lands on the symbol of Animos here, apparently it's game over. As you can see, Animos appears and wipes us all out. So it really is kind of going to be like the luck of the draw here, so not really much you can do about that, but it does look fun. And now we will be going on to some of the other minor stuff. Now, for you Final Fantasy VII fans, we are given a glimpse of one of the in-game items that we can receive for going to this year's fan festival, which is going to be the Fenrir bike from Final Fantasy VII that Cloud rides around on. We have Yoshi P here, and he's given us a demonstration, and his character's even dressed up as Cloud. The bike Fenrir is amazingly fast. I love it. In addition to Fenrir, there are some minions that we'll be able to get from each of the fan festivals as well. We have the Cloud minion here, which looks just like how he does in the game. And we also have Aerith here. And I'll mention more about how we can get those minions in a moment. And finally, we have Tifa. They are amazing. I love the details added to them. It's almost as good as when I saw that they had Final Fantasy X characters during the last fan festival. Okay, I'll show you a few more pictures and then we'll move on. Okay, they did show us a little bit more about the mannequins. Here we have all these mannequins set up for us, including what looks to be the new special clothes the new special level 1 clothes that we'll be getting with this new patch. And they are adorable. I love them. Can't wait to get them. But yeah, we can set up these mannequins however we want them. We can customize them. And like I said before, you can even put them all up for sale later on. And if you see an outfit that you really like, you can just buy the whole patch without having to bother looking through the market board. I'm sure that they'll talk more in detail about the mannequins, but that's all that we know for now. And the last thing that I will mention here before I'm moving on to the fan festival and everything we can get there is going to be the Gold Saucer updates, which mention the new gate, which they're about to do right now. So basically it looks like we are just outside a portion of the Temple of Karn. So we just have to, basically it's a leaping puzzle. And I'm sure that everybody loves the jumping puzzles. The rules are simple. You start at the bottom and just have to run your way to the top. Now me, personally, I loathe jumping puzzles. But this is something that even someone like me it does look fun. So that's basically what I'm saying. At least until we reach the higher ups where things become a lot more difficult. It's kind of like a Mario game, from what I can tell here. You just have to leap around and gather up all these coins, or rather these little star-like coins, and like these little chocobo and cactar symbols, and depending on how high you're able to get up, depending on how much of these stars and items that you collect depends on your score. And they did talk a bit about the fan festivals, of course, and as you can see here, we will be having the fan festivals both in Las Vegas, Nevada, at the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino, which is going to be through November 15th to the 17th. However, as you can see here, they've already been sold out. So for those of you who haven't had a chance to get it, I guess we're just going to have to watch the live stream. The next one will be in February 2nd and 3rd, which is going to be in Paris, France. However, that one is also sold out, which just leaves the one in Japan, which will be in March 23rd to the 24th in Tokyo, Japan. And as you can see, they have the special in-game items, which is the Fenrir bike, as well as the minions of Tifa, Cloud, and Aerith. Now for those of you who attend the North American Fan Festival, you will be receiving Tifa. For those who go to the European one, you will be receiving Cloud. And finally, the one in Japan is Aerith. The Fan Festival will also be having a very special battle for players, which is going to be Yojimbo. Not sure what that's about yet, but if he's going to be anything like how he fought during his dungeon, as well as the Hildebrand adventures, then we're in for a treat there. The Fan Festival live stream will be live streamed in all the regions though, so even if you aren't able to receive a ticket and get any of the in-game items, you'll still be able to watch everything, so there's no need to worry. They will be all free of charge, so they will be showing all the stage events aside from the concerts, and the entire broadcast will be streamed through Twitch. They also mentioned about the ticket pricing, which we won't be able to go to for the ones in North America and Europe, but for those of you who are feeling ambitious and you want to go all the way to Japan to see it, I salute you for that. And this year, all attendees are able to pre-order very special merchandise through a special website, and you can pick up the orders at the show. And they did show some of these items, such as these carbuncle slippers and a Moogle hat, as well as a couple stuffed animals, including Alpha, which is dressed up as a Moogle. We have like the otter minion, and a little Moogle that looks like it's dressed in some kind of robe, which is adorable. There will also be some special pins, like they have the paladin and the ninja. My favorite is probably, hands down, the slippers. That is until I saw these pins here, which are the soul stones for all the jobs, which I really, really would love. I wish I could have, but they also have a special mat which shows the artwork for all the jobs as well. And there's going to be new community items added to the game as well, which from the looks of things is none other than Cloud's haircut for your characters. I love it. I just love it. They will also be mentioning the feast for the 2018 semifinals, which will begin Friday, September 7th, which is coming up in just about a week. And it's going to continue all next weekend. And we're going to find out whose teams are going to move on into the finals. And there's only a couple more things that they mentioned, including new optional items, which are now up for sale on the Mog Station, including the red hair mount. Looks spectacular, by the way, and a new emote, which is known as the Crimson Lotus. They did mention a little bit about the Encyclopedia Eorzea Volume 2, and it's going to be talking about basically everything that the first encyclopedia didn't talk about, including everything that we've learned in Stormblood, and it's going to be in both Japanese and the English versions, and it's going to go on sale Saturday, November 24th for $50. And the special in-game item is not going to be a minion this time. Instead, we have Master Matoya's hat in the corner. So I know what I'm going to be getting myself for my birthday this year. And we're reaching the final step here. Also, Final Fantasy XIV will be attending the Tokyo Game Show of 2018. They're going to be holding a very special battle challenge this year, so you can actually go there and meet Yoshi P in person. And Square Enix is going to be having a booth stage set up. So I wish I could go to that. And last but not least, they did show us a little bit more of the items that we will be receiving for going to the fan festivals, including some shirts, which we have a Black Mage t-shirt and a very special, which looks to be like a Primal Fill t-shirt, and a jacket for your phone, which is going to be in the form of the Allegan Tomestones. Now, for those of you who aren't going to be able to jump right into playing to patch 4.4, Yoshi P is going to be reading over the patch notes while offering some pointers on certain aspects of the patch, which we can look forward to. Since the servers are going to be down for maintenance, tune in and enjoy the patch note reading with them. It's going to be on Tuesday, September 18th, but please note that it's going to be in Japanese only, no subtitles, so well, that's going to be it for now. We were only going to be talking about everything they mentioned for the upcoming patch of 4.4, and everything else, which is going to be part of their 14-hour long broadcast, which I did see most of it, and it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. But that's going to be everything that we know about the upcoming patch for now. In the upcoming days, they're going to be coming out with more information, more pictures, more screenshots, and you can visit all of those from going to the website that you can get on through the Logstone, the very special log site for the Preludes to Violet. I know I'm going to be keeping a close watch on it, and I hope that you're all as looking forward to patch 4.4 as I am. So until next time, hope you have fun, and I'll be seeing you sometime in Eorzea. Bye!